That's not what I thought I was going to be saying. Hello beautiful makeup lovers and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited because I've got the new Makeup Revolution and It collection. I have the palette, this is the outer packaging. This is the, look at this. Look at this. That is cool. I'm sorry, but that is cool. I got this palette. It says inside time to flow and that is the colour story. I am going to show you close-ups and swatches. I'm just super excited, so I'm just showing you it now. And the other things that I picked up is the lip stain, which looks a little bit like blood, and the It eyeliner in, what is this in? Beep Beep Richie Red liner. There was a black liner as well. There was also a really big palette that had inside of it some face paints, I believe, but I have bought Makeup Revolution face paints before and I wasn't the biggest fan, so I did pass on that. But I did pick up these little bits from the collection, so let's do the close-ups and swatches. So I did buy this stuff from Superdrug because it was on the website earlier than the Makeup Revolution website for some reason. So I did grab the things that I wanted to get. So the palette retails for $19.99, the eyeliner retails for $4.99, and the lip stain, which I've just dropped, is $5.99. I really like to watch certain horror movies if it's the type of theme that I like, and It is one of those movies that I really enjoy, and I prefer the first movie to the second movie, but I think this collection is actually based on It Chapter 2. I really like the theming of this, and the packaging of this palette is just perfect. I know not everybody's going to like this because it's going to be a little bit more difficult to store and it's a bit of an odd shape, but I absolutely love it because it fits with the theming perfectly. I just think it's super cute and there was no way I wasn't going to be picking it up. I think we're going to start out with the lip stain first. It looks very liquidy. I'm not sure how well you're seeing that, but it's very liquidy in here. I'm just going to line my lips first because I don't trust myself. Have I lined my lips extremely badly? Yes, yes I have. Let's give this a try, this lip stain. I'm excited. It does definitely look like blood. I'm not sure if it smells. There's definitely a scent, but it's not a pleasant one. And I can't really describe what it is. Maybe a little bit varnishy. Okay. Okay, that definitely looks like I've got bloody lips. Kind of wish I hadn't gone in so heavy now with the lip liner because this actually is a lot sheerer than I imagined, and it is just gathering on the inner part of my lips, and it does look like I've got bloody lips. Okay, that lip is perfect for Halloween. It is a little bit on my teeth, I'm not gonna lie. But it is perfect if you want a bloody pout for Halloween. That is not what I thought I was gonna be saying. Let's dive in to the eyeshadow palette. I'm excited. This has, is it 16 shades? No, 18 shades. And the colour story seems cute, it's nice. There are reds, which of course we needed because, you know, clown, the red balloon. Definitely we have a black, which I'm very happy about. We have this pastel purple shade, which I'm trying to think, well, how is that incorporated? Is it just a random purple in there? I don't know. We do have two golds, and I feel like, did we really need, you know, 3 of the shimmers to be so neutral? Like 3 of them? And there is also a red shimmer, which I definitely appreciate that there is that option there. Let's stop talking and stick this on my eyes. I do apologise if my uploads are a bit sporadic and My mirror is just slowly declining as I'm trying to look into it. Can we just stay still there, please? Thank you. I did have some very sad family news recently, so if my uploads aren't as consistent as they once were, then please just know that that is the reason why. And I'm going to try and film when I am up to filming, and hopefully that's going to be a lot because there is a lot of Halloween releases that I'm very interested in picking up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with the black shade called Careful. And I'm going to do a look that's kind of similar to one that I did recently because I just really enjoyed how that looked. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to do a cut crease, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like underneath this line that I'm creating. This is a pigmented black. I am just going to blend this shade out, but then I think I'm going to use the shade Be Afraid, which is the purple in the palette. After I've just blended on the edge of this black a little bit first, just so it's a little bit more easy to blend when I come to the next shade. Then going into that Be Afraid shade, that purple, and I just want to tickle that on the edges of the black. I will say this purple is not the most pigmented nice purple that I've ever used in my life. Then I'm going to go into a bit of the shade called Floating, which is the light pastel purple, just to blend on the edges once again. And pastels can kind of cover up what you've already got down, so if it does, I will definitely go back in and re-intensify the shades I've already used and work on the blend a little bit. But that middle purple shade, the Be Afraid, is kind of looking a little muddy next to that black, which is not what I was hoping for, but I mean, that was definitely quite a bit of effort to get it to look somewhat how I wanted it to look, which, you know, not ideal, but I mean, we got there. So now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to clean up the underneath and do a cut. Are those cuts super equal? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but we're going to move on anyway because I'm excited to play with some of these reds. I think what I'm going to do is keep the black as well toward the outer corner and do kind of a wingy out shape. Then I want to play with, ooh, the deep red called Stranger. Looks really nice. So I kind of want to mark out the shape of this black. That's looking pretty rough at the minute, but that is okay. Let me grab another brush. Then I'm going to go into Stranger, like I said, which is the deeper red, and get rid of these creases. And this is going to look a little bit rough and messy at first, and that is absolutely fine. I'm just tapping on that deep red just next to where I've popped that black. That black is super pigmented. Okay, that's looking a little bit rough at the minute, but that is fine. Now I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with Red Balloon. How can I not go in with Red Balloon? And again, pop that next to the red, the deeper red. And in the gap that I have left on my eye, I think I want to go into Beautiful Fear, which is the reddy shimmer. Just going to give this a little spritz so I don't get fallout and I can control whereabouts I want this to go. And I'm just going to put that in all of the negative space that I've left and right up to that cut crease. Oh, that is actually really pretty. Okay, that is all of that shimmer applied, I think, where I want it. So I'm just going to go back through the reds and make sure it's all blended how I want it to be. And then we can move on to the lower lash line. Okay, for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to go back into those purples. So Be Afraid and Floating. I'm going to do Floating first, which is the pastel, and it's going to take a little bit more to show up, I think. Pack a bit on the inner corner. I mean, it's there. It's not the brightest pastel I've ever used, but it's there. And a little bit of Be Afraid, just to blend it in nicely. Okay, I think that's gonna be more or less it for the eyeshadow. So I want to use this red liner, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna go on the very line of that cut crease that I made and hope that this doesn't bleed. Let's test it on my hand first. Okay. It's a lot more liquidy and sheer than I thought it was gonna be. That is kind of not what I was hoping for. I don't think that's gonna do what I wanted it to do. Maybe I'll just line the front of my eye with it. Yeah, that's a little bit more liquidy and I suppose blood-like rather than an actual really pigmented opaque liner. Well, I don't know, that side went on a little bit more opaque. Do you think I should give it a shake? Okay, yeah, I'd definitely give it a shake. It's still not the best liner I've ever used, but it is definitely more opaque than I thought it was, and it's okay. Okay, let me jump off and finish up this look, and then we'll come back and see what the final thing looks like. So guys, this is the finished look. Please do let me know what you think. I think it is very dark, dramatic, red and purple, which I don't normally pair together, but I think it works quite well. I did line the cut crease and I didn't use this liner. I used my tried and tested Arttitude Cosmetics Split It Painter's Paradise palette. This was gifted to me in PR, and I do have a code if you want to pick anything up from Arttitude. I used this purple shade up here to line the cut crease because I just felt like that added that extra definition that I was looking for. And I did stick on some half lashes, but they won't be linked down below because I don't support the brand anymore. I think the looks come together nicely. I feel very Halloween-y, a little bit creepy, I'm not gonna lie. This is not your average makeup for going to the shop in, unless it is, and in which case I would admire it from a distance and probably be saying to my husband, look at that makeup. Let's talk about the palette. You already know that I love the packaging. I did swatch all of this palette and some of the shades feel a little bit on the drier side, some are a little bit harder to pick up, especially the mattes. But on the whole, for Makeup Revolution, I think this is, because it can be hit and miss with Makeup Revolution, let's be honest. I feel like they put more effort and quality into their collab palettes, which is why I like to pick those up more than just their regular palettes. I think this one is nice. That black is definitely pigmented, and that is what I want from a black. It is pigmented enough. It's not a wishy-washy colour. I did feel like, I don't know, maybe the purple wasn't the best purple I've ever used, but I am spoilt with the collection that I have. It did work in the end. You can see that it's purple. Maybe as well, it's not the best type of purple to blend out on my skin tone. But yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle to go from the black to the purple and create just a nice blend with what I wanted. The mattes, some of them are on the drier side, but they are pigmented. I was definitely able to blend them and come up with this look. The reds are really nice actually, especially this deeper one called Stranger. Now, of course, this is a first impressions. I didn't use all the shades in the palette, so I will keep coming back. I will not keep coming back. I will come back when I've used this palette a lot more and I have a more overall idea of how the whole thing performs rather than just the shades that I've used today. I'll do different types of looks, that type of thing, just so that I can get to grips with this palette and let you know my full thoughts. But from my first impressions, I think it's very similar to a lot of Makeup Revolution palettes that I buy. Like I say, it's not my favourite formula. It's okay. If you like this theming, I don't think you'll be disappointed with this palette, but just don't be expecting indie brand quality from Makeup Revolution. I mean, that's pretty obvious. The shimmer actually picked up really well on my Refer brush, which is a goat's hair brush, and I did spray it and it applied beautifully. It does look really nice and metallic-y. It will maybe a little bit show a bit of texture on your lids if they are aging slightly like mine are a little bit now. But on the whole, so far, from first impressions, I quite like this palette. I think it is an okay formula, kind of the one that I'm used to from Makeup Revolution, so it's nothing shocking to me. I kind of guessed that it was going to be this quality, and like I say, I absolutely love the packaging. The reason I picked it up is because it is it, and I couldn't not. Look, it's a little boat, okay? The liner I wasn't as impressed with. Definitely give it a shake if you're planning to pick this up. Like I say, there is a black one as well, but I didn't pick that one up. I don't tend to pick up liners in the shape bottle, but I thought it's a red one, I'm going to give it a go. They're just not usually my favourite. I like pen liners, if anything, but give it a good shake. And it does come off a little bit more opaque than what it did on my hand. It does dry down, and it's actually quite difficult to remove, which I mean is quite good for a liner, I suppose. But again, not my favourite formula, not my favourite opacity, but it's okay. The lip, I wasn't expecting the lip to be like this. It is a very nice lip stain. As you can see, my lips are definitely stained a nice bloody red. And at first, when you're actually first applying it, it actually looks like blood on the lips. Like, it's not distributing evenly, and it just looked like blood was coming from my mouth at one point. And actually, if you want something that is going to behave like that, so you can take some really good horror Instagram pictures, for example, as soon as you apply this and then you start taking the pictures, it might look a little bit wet and still a little bit like you have a bloody lip combination. So actually, I quite like this. I think out of the three things I tried, quality-wise, the lip stain is my favourite. Packaging-wise, this. And I'm sorry, this is just not my favourite out of the three for anything. Like I say, this is just a first impressions. I will definitely come back to you and let you know my final thoughts when I've used these products a lot more. Are you picking anything up from the collection? Are you interested in this collab? Do you love the movie? Let me know. We need to chat in the comments. And let me know what you think to this look. It's a little bit different for me. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone because I've paired purple and red, and it's not the type of look I do regularly, so maybe that's what's throwing me off a little bit, but I think it came together quite nicely. It's very smoky and dark in the outer corner. We have that nice bright pop of shimmer, and I do actually quite like the purple at the very top of that cut crease. So yeah, do let me know what you think in the description box down below. Are you going to be picking up anything from this collection? I will of course link my socials down below, as well as my YouTube membership and my Patreon group, so feel free to join those if you want to join in the fun. And hopefully guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.